Welcome to this video on MLA formatting. Before we get going, I want to give credit to whom credit's due, and so as you see on the screen in front of you, you'll see that I actually found this Prezi from Brandman. Now I'll link up to my Canvas page and can show you the actual Prezi that I've edited. Of course, my Canvas page has a lot of links here for you to choose from, but the one you'll want is MLA Prezi, and again, that will be my edited version of Brandman's original Prezi. So let's get started. The letters MLA stand for something, and that's right, it's Modern Language Association. Again, Modern Language Association. Basically, you have a bunch of scholars or language enthusiasts who get together and decide how papers should be presented to their teachers or professors, and how their research should be cited, or how you should give credit to whom credit is due. Now, most English departments across our nation, whether that be in high school or in college, will use MLA. We're up to the 7th edition, and so for you to be able to write an English paper or essay in the future, both at Providence or abroad, then you'll need to know Modern Language Association's standards for formatting. Alright, so the first thing you'll want to see is that this is an explanation for each part of the MLA process. So the first thing we'll look at is how do you format your paper. You need to use Times New Roman font. This says Times Roman, it should be Times New Roman. It's 12 point Times New Roman font. There was no way to correct this, so I just needed to make that note to you. You'll use 1-inch margins and double space throughout your whole essay. You'll need to have a heading, which is your name, your teacher's name, so Mr. Pelham would go here, or Mrs. Mills. English 1, A is the name of the course, so you would put English 7 Honors, and then we have the date. Remember, it goes day, then month, then year. You'll put your last name followed by page number. This needs to be a 1/2 inch from the top of the page. Everything in MLA is at 1-inch margins, with the exception of the header, which is at a 1/2 inch margin. Your title does not need to have any special highlighting or underlining or boldface type. All it needs is to be centered. It's not italicized or anything else, as you can see. Whenever you're giving your research, you would say where you found that information as well as the author's name. Then we see they go into their actual research. When quoting or summarizing or paraphrasing, use the present tense. That's a good thing to be aware of. Now, when you're using a direct quote or citation, you would use the author's last name followed by the page number where you found that information. For your works cited page, it would look like this. First, you would need to have your title. Notice the title is the same as before. No highlighting, underlining, boldface type. Notice also that the first line is not indented, and then the line following it is indented. So that's an important thing to see. Then the first line for the new entry is not indented. The following lines are indented. Of course, this is highlighted, but this would not be so in your actual essay. And then finally, the first line is not indented. So the next thing we need to see is parenthetical citations. I want to look more closely at parenthetical citation. Parenthetical citations are just a fancy word for saying in-text citation. So basically, as you're writing, you'll use a direct quotation and you will put in parentheses the author's last name and the book's page number. Or if you don't have an author or page number, as in the case of many websites, you'll just put the name of the website, the first word of the website title, as in the case of how. So we put this right after the quotation, and notice we begin, the direct quotation begins with Bugs Bunny here, and then it goes to destructive force, and then we have our parenthetical citation, author, last name, page number, followed by a period. And then here we do the same thing, only we have the first word of the works cited entry when there is no last name or page number. Notice here we have a works cited page, and the entries are as follows. We mentioned that the first part of the entry is not indented and every other part is indented. So this is the first entry, this is the second entry, this is the third entry, and the following lines would be indented. It's called hanging indentation. Well, here if we want to find out more information because maybe we like this quote, then we see Ellis is the author's name, and when you're citing a book on your works cited page, the author's last name is the first word of that citation. But when you don't have an author's last name or the page number, then you're going to have to just go, the first thing that you'll see in the works cited page is going to be the title of the website. And so How to Climb Mount Everest would be the title, and how would be the first word here. So notice how is what we're looking for. So we read this, we turn to the works cited page, and we find Ellis, and we know that this is what I need to read, and I need to focus on this page number to find this quote. And here I would just look at the whole article, and that's how we can find the quote and make sure that we have the right quote.